Hi everyone, it's Sarah Lynn with Crafts Direct. Check out this video and I'm going to show you how to make this cute little Easter treat basket, perfect for filling with your favorite little Easter treats. They're a great little gift for friends or neighbors, or as a place setting at your Easter table this year.
You're going to start by taking the Lawn Fawn stitched basket die and cutting apart all the little die cuts. A wire cutter works best for this. Next, I'm going to cut out all the basket pieces with craft cardstock and my Big Shot machine. You need to cut the base of the basket once and the side pieces 3 times. Next is the handle part of the basket. This needs to be cut twice with the craft cardstock. Each of the basket pieces is scored several times from running it through our Big Shot machine. So simply fold each piece at its score line. Next, we're going to apply adhesive to the tabs we created when we folded the pieces of the basket. Simply apply a little bit of a tape runner to each of the tabs. Now adhere together all 3 of the basket side pieces. And then we're going to put the base of the basket on. Start with one side of the hexagon and just work your way around so all the basket sides are aligned with the base. Tuck in that last tab. Now we're going to cut out a cute liner for our basket out of plaid cardstock. Cut out the basket side 3 more times out of the plaid. Just like before, we're going to fold along any of the score lines that were made with the Big Shot. This time, fold each crease towards you as we're going to put it on the inside of the basket. Apply adhesive to the back of each of the basket piece liners and adhere to the inside of your basket. Finally, adhere the basket base to the very bottom for a completed look. Now for the handles of our basket. I gently ran the handles in between my fingers to kind of give them a slight arch for when we adhere them to the basket. Then I applied a little bit of tape to the very bottom of the handle piece and adhered it to my basket in between the outside of the basket and the plaid liner that we put in. Next, I applied just a little bit of tape to the very top of the basket handle to adhere the 2 together. Now I'm going to die cut the pieces for the bow that we're going to put on the top of the basket handle. I cut this out of coral gingham paper by Doodlebug. I also cut out some grass embellishments we're going to adhere to the outside of the basket. I used this on the back side of the plaid paper that we used previously for the basket liner. You need 6 pieces of grass total. Now we're going to assemble the pieces of our bow for the top of the basket handle. Again, I just kind of curved the paper so it'll make a nicer bow once it's adhered. I put a small amount of tape into the center of the bow and adhered the ends together. Now for the bow center, take that little strip of paper and wrap it around your completed bow. Adhere the end of that paper strip to the back of your bow, and adhere your finished bow to that back piece. Now adhere your completed bow to the very top of your basket handle. Next, use a glue pen to adhere the die cut grass to the bottom of each of the basket sides. Next, I'm going to use this cute die cut by Sizzix called Carrot Bunny and a piece of black cardstock to cut the bunny out once. You need the black cardstock as the bunny's background for his eyes and nose. Now I'm going to cut the bunny out again out of white felt. The bunny will be mostly cut out, but because felt is a fibery material, you might need to get out a scissors and help it along just a bit. The bunny face is a separate die cut, so now I'm going to place that onto my cutout white felt bunny and cut the little eyes, nose, and mouth out. Use a paper piercer if needed to get those little pieces out. Next, we're going to cut out the pieces of the carrot. There's a background for the carrot and a foreground, as well as the green carrot top. I cut this out of the same papers we've used previously, the coral gingham and the back of the plaid paper. Next, I used a glue pen to adhere the pieces of the carrot together. Because of the felt material, it's best to use a liquid glue when adhering the felt to cardstock. So I used the Ranger Matte Medium Multi-Glue to adhere the rabbit pieces together. Be careful not to glue the rabbit's hands down, as we'll use that to have him look like he's holding the carrot. Next, I applied a little bit of pink ink onto a Q-tip and dabbed that on to the felt bunny piece. I used it to color his cheeks and the inside of his ears. Now I thought the bunny was a little too long for the basket, so I'm going to use a scissors and just trim off his bottom legs so he sits a little bit better on the outside of the basket. Next, I'm going to get out my liquid glue again, put some right in the center of the back of the carrot, and adhere it to my rabbit piece. Then I cut a strip of the coral gingham paper to 1/2 inch wide, and I'm going to use the Happy Easter sentiment from the Seasonal Simple Sentiment set by Avery Elle. I'm using black ink to stamp the sentiment onto the coral strip. Next, I'm going to cut apart the sentiment strip so it fits across the front of the basket. Now it's time to decorate our basket with all the pieces we've made. Use a tape runner or a liquid glue to adhere the rabbit to the front of the basket. Also adhere your sentiment. At the last minute, I thought this basket needed a little something extra, so I went back and die cut some plaid butterflies from a die found in the Stitch Basket set by Lawn Fawn. I used liquid glue to adhere the little butterflies to the front of the basket. Now it's time to fill that basket up. Use some crinkle paper or some Easter grass on the bottom, and then add your favorite treats on top. Mine just happened to be Cadbury milk chocolate eggs. Now it's time to give that basket away. Anyone is sure to enjoy this cute treat.
Thanks for watching and have a happy Easter. For more project ideas, go to craftstrack.com/projects.